All right. I want to now introduce to you our first storyteller of the night. Her name is Carole Hueftle, and she's sharing her story for the first time. Carole had an abortion before Roe v. Wade. In the 10 years prior to the court decision, an estimated 800,000 abortions took place in the US. The quality and safety of these back alley abortions varied widely. From botched abortions performed by untrained individuals preying on desperate women who had nowhere to turn, to trained doctors willing to risk their career or even go to jail for offering the procedure. Pre-Roe abortions also tended to be much later and therefore already more dangerous. Before Roe, 1 in 4 abortions were performed after 13 weeks. Today, less than 1 in 10 occur past the first trimester. Welcome, Carole.
I got pregnant in a moment of passion, poor judgment, and lack of birth control. Sound familiar? It was 1968, 5 years before Roe versus Wade. I was 25 years old and living in New York City. I had a master's degree in TV and film, and I had just landed my first job in media production. I was just getting started. My family in Nevada did not have money to help me, and I really would have been so ashamed to tell them. But I was desperate to not be pregnant. My body was out of control and the clock was ticking, and I needed to get an abortion by, I didn't even know by when, just the sooner the better. So think about this. There was no internet, no Google, no Angie's List. There was a 4-inch thick Manhattan phone book that did not have listings for abortion providers because it was illegal. The search for an abortion in 1968 was conducted almost entirely by the Friend Network. You know, I have a friend who had an abortion, I'll ask her. And through that network, I learned that I could get an abortion in Puerto Rico, if I could get there. I heard a lot of scary botched abortion stories. And eventually, I got the name of a Park Avenue gynecologist who confirmed my pregnancy. He also saw right through my fake wedding ring and Mrs. before my name and asked, "Do you need help?" When he handed me a phone number and address in East Harlem, he said, "Don't tell anyone I gave you this." We were both taking a risk, he with his license, me with my uterus and maybe my life. I made the appointment, but I was $200 short of the $600 fee, which now would translate into $4,000. My roommate, bless her, came to the rescue. She borrowed $200 from a friend, and then she talked her boyfriend into driving me up to East Harlem in his big white Lincoln convertible and waiting for me. I didn't know where I was going, although I was going in style. I didn't know the qualifications of this abortion provider. I was terrified and absolutely committed to do it. I could barely breathe by the time I opened the office door and walked into a waiting room full of Hispanic pregnant ladies. The doctor, a real doctor from the Dominican Republic, performed a D&C with local anesthetic and had me out in less than an hour. I had aftercare instructions and a bottle of antibiotics. I was so fortunate. Because I was able to have that abortion, I was able to go to therapy, build a little self-esteem, and have 3 careers, 1 in television production, 1 as a stay-at-home mom, and 1 as a marriage and family therapist. I married a great guy, and I have 2 children who are strong and successful in their lives. That would not have been the story of the child I did not have. I have never regretted my choice, but I haven't told my story very much either. I think because by having an abortion, I chose my life over another life. By my actions, I said, my life has value, my dreams have value. Women were not supposed to choose themselves over others in 1968. I'm speaking up now because I see that by our silence, we've appeared to agree that abortion is shameful and that our choices were wrong. In order to keep our freedom and our access, we need to show our ordinary faces and our great numbers. We need to stand together without shame as human beings who made hard choices, and we stand by them. We are the woman next door, and there are millions of us. Thank you.